it does.
Hello YouTubers, you're back here, Shavron, and we're going to be doing a ban list review that just dropped for the OCG. So this ban list isn't effective until January the 1st, but until then, for the players in OCG, have fun playing with what you got that just been dropped on the forbidden list, and keep out there and be excited for whatever that may have just been unlocked for you guys over there. So I am a TCG player, so I'm actually very interested on how this is going to affect the TCG ban list, but we never know because it can either go a similar way or go a completely different path. Has happened before. TCG ban list is always all over the place when it comes to this stuff. So let's get to the forbidden list, which is going to be first, and we have Azathoth on the ban list. I can almost guarantee that this is going to be on the ban list for the TCG as well. It's not like tier 1 level for like I'm speaking like for the TCG right now. Azathoth is a very destructive card. It's very good going first or second, but a lot of your tier 1 decks don't run this card. At the moment it's for the Lunar Lights and for Crusadia. For Crusadia helps them play the OTK very powerfully, and Lunar Lights can go into this card so they can go into their Orcus combo without having to worry about Nibiru. So probably a similar instance in the OCG. Allows you to play through hand traps and Nibiru, but going second is very strong as well. You can turn off a whole Orcus board, turn off a whole Thunder Dragon board before going to whatever play you want to do to be able to OTK or just break their board that much that they cannot come back from it. And for the other card on the ban list is your Topologic Gumpler. About time this card has been hit on the OCG. It's been hit in the TCG for a while now. This card has an insane hand lock ability. Pretty much on summon you can discard 1 or 2 cards at random, then your opponent must discard the same amount, and when it's co-linked, when you pass on to your opponent's turn, if they have at least 1 card in their hand, you make them discard 1 or 2 cards, whatever is the highest amount they have in their hand at the time. So very powerful card. You can really shut down your opponent from being able to make any comeback play, or just being able to, it really shuts down your opponent from being able to come back into the game if you've hit them down far enough. So these 2 cards, I must say, they're very deserving to be on the forbidden list because of the state this game's currently at. But yeah, let's get to the semi-limit list. I think there's going to be a limited list that has been unlocked for the OCG, which is the Trident, and I need to quickly remember this card's name. I think it's the Beginning of the End. Yep, the Beginning of the End. So we'll start the Beginning of the End first. A very crazy card. If there's 7 or more Dark Monsters in your graveyard, banish 5 Dark Monsters from your graveyard, then draw 3 cards. It's just a blanket draw 3 if you meet the dark requirement in grave, which is insane. A lot of decks are heavily on the dark side number count for your Dark Monsters, so dumping 7 in the grave, piece of cake, banish 5, draw 3. That is crazy. This card, I think it's banned for the TCG. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm pretty sure if it wasn't banned it would be played. It is just draw 3. I haven't seen this card, so I'm into TCG, so I assume it's banned. But again, the crazy card. Then for the Trident, we have Trident that is back at 1 at the OCG, which is just insane. Zodiac was a very strong like archetype in the format when it was around. It was tier 1 for a very long time until it got hit, not once but twice, to finally slow the deck down to knock it off the number 1 spot. But coming back to 1, we have a lot of people in the TCG wanting this card to come back. They will believe that it's not going to be very impactful as a tier 1 contender because of how strong decks are currently, but it will definitely make some competitive play if say Zodiacs came back for the TCG players. But yeah, very interesting to see Zodiac finally off the ban list for the OCG. Hopefully it comes off TCG because I personally enjoyed the deck. It was a loved deck by myself, and I can't wait to see this card be floating around again. And for next, we have the semi-limit list. Sorry, we have currently so we have the Altergeist Mulix, I think it's called. Definitely probably got that name wrong. Why it's gone to 2, I am actually not too sure. That is a OCG thing. I don't think it will be touched for the TCG at all. We already have Multi-Faker at 1, which is pretty much a big enough hit for the deck. You do see it top every once in a while. Maybe a couple cards in Altergeist or Subterra may get like tampered with a little bit, depending on how hard they want to hit the top decks in the current meta. But we have Symbol Skeleton, oh not Symbol Skeleton, sorry, Harp Horror and Galatea going to 2 in the OCG. What is that going to do for them? It may very much slow the consistency down of seeing the combo in your opening hand, to be able to go Harp Horror, to easily access to Orcus combo, and only having 2 copies of Galatea can very hinder the ground game for Orcus. But again, it does hit the like very late game grind and the consistency of seeing it, but the full Orcus combo is still there. In say Lunalights, I assume that's why they put Azathoth in the forbidden list. That way, if Lunalights is still a thing over there, actually not 100% sure, but say if this was to happen for the TCG, and you did this type of hit for Orcus, Lunalights is still going to be a big thing, because they only play like very little amount of Orcus in the main board anyways, because they just start their combo by sending it off the Curious, because you have the Azathoth to make sure your Curious play does go through. But I believe, like I said, I believe for the TCG, we will be seeing Azathoth go forbidden as well, unless they decide to massively hit Orcus harder for the TCG, but that is for us to find out. And we have the Deep Sea going to 2 as well, because before everyone that already knows, Deep Sea Archetype is going to be dropping. It has been spoiled in the OCG newsfeed, and it's going to be coming out to us as well. So seeing the DC Archetype come back, and this card coming back to 2, we might be seeing a lot of Mermaid coming around, maybe tier 2 contender for them, being the whole Deep Sea Archetype. By the looks of it is Sea Serpent, and they have a pretty cool banish interaction for their deck. For you guys who actually haven't seen too much of the Deep Sea Archetype, feel free to look at I'll leave the link in the comments to that video so you guys can see it yourselves. But yeah, let's get to more of the semi-limit list for the OCG. We have Babysaurus and Tour Guide going to semi-limit. I'm not actually 100% sure if these cards were at 1 or 3 for the OCG. I didn't pay too much attention to these 2 cards for them, but I assume Tour Guide was at 1. If it was at 3, that would be insane. A lot of viewers say Benny Abyss players in the TCG will be complaining about why can't we have Tour Guide at 3, but this card going to 2, I don't think it's too much of a problem, especially for TCG, because coming at 2, it's not going to be pushing BA in a very like strong position, unless I'm completely missing out a very different deck altogether. That could be random, but it only special summons a level 3 Fiend, so it's more interaction for BA. I can see it coming back for the TCG. It's not doing so much for BA. At our like competitive scene, you do see it top every now and then, but not as much as the current top list that we already have. Babysaurus going out too. I guess it's to maybe slow down the Dino deck, because they've hit the other decks. They want to make sure they keep the Dino deck in check. I think that's why they're doing that hit. Like I said, I'm not too sure, but if that was to happen for the TCG, I assume that that could be the reason for us if our dinosaurs ever got put on the ban list, was to make sure it wouldn't become too oppressive if they hit the top decks too hard for us. So what we have a Necros card coming off the ban list, and we have a Necros card coming into 2, sorry, and we have Mathematician going to 2 as well. So again, mainly for your like BA for Mathematician, that will be more effective for us. I believe Mathematician's at 3 for us, going to 2. Could be a hit to slow decks down. I don't see too much. Might be more more of an Orcus hit, was what I was about to say, to make sure you keep the harp in check, so you cannot just go normal summon Mathematician to send it and then get your plays off that way. Maybe that's the reasoning for them. But for the TCG list, Mathematician going to 2, we still have access to Scrap Recyclers, so it's just going to be a replacement over for that, so it's not going to be too effective for us for that combo. We're still going to have access to it, so I think we're pretty much fine if that was to happen to us. But this Necros guy going to 2, I'm not going to say too much because I don't know too much about Necros for that reason, but I believe a lot of Necros players will be happy with him coming back to 2. I believe he is at 1 for the TCG at the moment. We could be seeing more cards unlocked for the Necros for the TCG. I believe they still have one more card on the forbidden list, or limited to 1. I don't 100% remember for them, but for your Necros players, keep watching because something nice might be happening for you guys in the TCG. So we have more hits for the semi-limited. We have Thunder Dragon Roar going for 2, and we have Starman Great Circle going to 2 as well. Starman Great Circle was at 3 for the OCG, and so Thunder Dragon Roar was at 3 as well. Them both going to 2 is a check hit, I believe, to make sure that they're in check with hitting Orcus. It seems to be a soft hit all around. They're not looking to kill any decks yet. So Circle going to 2 is to slow the consistency down for Starman Greats. Same goes with the Thunder Dragon Roar. Going to 2 slows down the consistency, but you got full combo still there. So I believe the decks are still going to be looking quite good. You still have Cynet Mining at 3, which is going to keep your Cyburst decks going. It's going to keep your Starman Great decks going as well. And we have Mind Control and a Sky Striker hit here. So Sky Strikers have had multi-roll at 3. We only have it at 1. So our Sky Striker hit's most likely going to be a lot different to theirs. Them going at 2, it will really slow down their like rotation of the deck from being able to guarantee the multi-roll, from opening multi-roll to be able to return all the Sky Striker spells back. And Mind Control going to 2, that is I actually don't know if it was at 1 or 3 again, but for the OCG for the TCG is at 3. Going to 2 can very much just be slowing down you go second tactic, because going second is becoming a very big tactic for the TCG. So hitting Mind Control for 2 can be something. Even going to 1, I can actually see it going back to 1 for the TCG. But for some reason, every time a card gets hit in OCG, it is a lot worse for TCG. And for the Sky Strikers for us, I believe that we could be seeing say Hornet Drones getting banned to completely stop the splash tech from going around. This splash for the Sky Strikers have been so heavily abused for the TCG. I think a lot of people are getting tired of seeing Engage in every deck possible that can run that card. So I believe Hornet Drones might be going to 0, and Engage can possibly be going to 2. Maybe that could be too much of a hit, because Hornet Drones getting banned is going to outright stop the splash altogether, hopefully, but who knows. A lot of stuff can happen, and let's keep going on with this list. We have Allure of Darkness and Red Reboot going to 2nd. Again, Red Reboot will be there for stopping the going 2nd play if that was to happen to TCG, and you have Allure of Darkness going to 2 to stop the consistency of being able to fix your hand for those dark decks, saying you're like, you have Thunder Dragons, you'll be able to stop them from fixing their hands so easily, and you'll be able to stop Orcus from fixing their hands so easily as well. And most likely for any other deck that does play Allure of Darkness, you have Dangers that can run this as well. So hitting that to 2 is going to be able to, another consistency hit. We're seeing a lot of consistency hits for this semi-limit list, and we're going to go down to, I believe this is cards coming back to 3. So we have Shadow Mist coming back to 3. For us, I believe we have Heroes Lives at 1. Heroes Lives coming back to 3 could be pretty good for our Heroes play out there. I don't think it's going to be too crazy if Hero Lives came back to 3. More annoying for the Shadow Mist play, because going into Dark Lore turn 1 is very devastating for a lot of decks out there, especially like Orcus, Pendulum, Salamander Greats. Having all their stuff banished is very annoying. We have Macabre going back to 3 in the OCG as well. I believe we have everything out 3 for Invokes in the TCG, so I know there's probably not going to be nothing happening there. We have Slumber going back to 3 for OCG. We already have it at 3 for TCG. But we have Chain Strike going back to 3 in the OCG. If for you guys who don't know what Chain Strike does, you can only use it at a chain link 2 or higher, and does 400 damage for whatever chain link number it's currently on. So if you activate as a chain link 4, you'll be doing 400 damage times 4 to your opponent. So very good for your chain burn decks out there. If we will get chain burn back for TCGs, as in more like boost for those burn decks. Who knows? But I'm looking at the next card right now, which is Reasoning back at 3. I do not know what's happening. They put all these cards at 2, then they bring Reasoning at 3. I actually don't know what the goal of this is, but maybe it's a slow rotation down or something. But you won't be, I guess, with Reasoning be at 3, you're not guaranteeing getting that monster out. It is at random. Pretty much your opponent picks a level, you keep, say they pick level 4, you keep excavating cards from the top of your deck until you excavate a monster. If it's not a level your opponent called, you get to special summon it. If it's a level they called, send it to grave. Or I'm pretty sure Orcus doesn't care if they get sent to grave or the special summon. I think you prefer the special summon, because you'll be able to extend play much larger that way. But Reasoning coming back to 3, it's very crazy. I do not know what's the goal with that. But Draco face off going back to 3 in the OCG as well. I don't think that the Draco Pendulums is going to be doing so much that with face off going to 3. I think they've been kept in check pretty well for enough Pendulum cards being hit. It's same to go in the TCG. We have a lot of Pendulum cards currently hit, and they're not really showing very big tier 1 play, but they're up there competitively. If they got hit, maybe Servant goes to 2 to stop players from seeing Servant too often. Maybe Spell Power Mastery goes to 1. Who knows? Anything can happen there. And that is the end of the list for the OCG ban list. So again, it won't be effective till 1st of January. Let me know what you think about this list and what you think about how this is going to affect the TCG, because I am very much concerned about the TCG list right now, mainly because of one certain deck I currently play that I've enjoyed lots, because I've only picked up recently. It is at risk of being hit, which is Starman Greats. But I do have hopes for, if Starman Greats gets hit, you do have Attic Nista, which is looking to be a very big deck that I will probably just end up playing instead. But yeah, this is it for me for this list. Again, if you guys enjoyed the video, please leave a like and subscribe to my channel. It would help me greatly, and you guys will be definitely seeing me next time. See you guys. Does